feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
All right, thank you, little buddy. Welcome, everybody, to Positive Power, XXL Christian Media. I'm Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman Charm City, broadcasting right out here in Owings Mills, Maryland, and we're coming out of Chestertown, Maryland, with DJ Lady Praise and DJ Jazzman. You can catch them every Sunday on the Sunday Jazz Experience at WKHSradio.com. So if you want to check them out between the hours of 6 and 8, tune on in. You catch them coming right out on the FM station out of Chestertown. All right, y'all, tonight, we got a special guest coming out of New Orleans, Louisiana, Patricia Tasker. We got some brand new music from her called Victorious, so we're going to be so happy to play that for you guys. So just hang in there with us while I bring Facebook Live up. So just hang in there. You guys listening to us on Spreaker Radio Live podcast. Welcome to the podcast, all our overseas family. You know we appreciate you guys. All right, what's up, DJs? Chestertown, what's going on?
Hello, Batman. What's going on?
All is well. All is well. Well, we got a great Sunday coming up, Jazz Man. The Pro Bowl. They did a little bit of something different. It's going to be interesting this year. What you think about that? I know it ain't the Super Bowl, but you know I live with that. That's right. Jazz Man still on mute. My bad.
I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in a few years.
Yeah, same.
But I'm glad that the Ravens are well represented. But I wish that the Ravens would have been more well represented in the championship game.
Yeah, that would have been nice if they would have made it to the championship game. But you know, the politics of sports.
I wish they would have at least won one.
Right.
I wish they would have at least won one playoff game.
All right, DJs, y'all can't talk at the same time. All right, Lady Praise, what you were saying? I'm gonna have to put you on mute.
No, I just said, it's really sad that they didn't make it into the, as far as get past the Titans. But again, they're all in the, most of them are there. 12 of our players in the Pro Bowl, and I just can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
I think
I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in a while, but I'm watching it this Sunday, so I'm pumped.
I think it's 13 guys. He just made an announcement. It's gonna be 13 guys represent. I think Orlando Brown made it also. Yeah, so that's gonna be awesome. That's Zeus' son. I don't know if you guys remember Zeus. He actually played for the Ravens, Cleveland Browns, and the Ravens. Yep, he lived here, passed a few years ago. But his son, marvelous young man. I mean, if you ever get a chance to listen to him interview, the guy is so, I just love him to death, man. He represents the young guys very well in the NFL. And he's always open to speak to the media and everything. He actually won an award, too, for the nicest guy in the NFL. He won that award. And it's hard because his dad was off the chain. But he was a powerful.
He was 6'8", 350.
Yeah, powerful man, and did his thing. All right, but we still excited. I mean, I think the two teams that are going were very good teams. I'm glad to see some other teams other than the Patriots. So, that was cool with me.
Thank you.
And Yvette, I don't know how much you know about the NFL, Yvette, but actually it's two leagues. So actually, you're not a loser when you go to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's one game, but it's really two leagues. So Kansas City won the NFC conference; they the champion, and then you got, the AFC American Conference, and then you got the National Conference, San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lady Praise know all about the NFL.
All right, cool. I know a lot of people don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed, I do.
Yeah, cool. But a lot of people didn't know it was two leagues that merged over 100. Well, yeah. Well, actually, was it more than 100 years ago, or was it less than 100? Because I know the Super Bowl is only 50-something years old, right? But the league is over 100.
Yeah,
100 years old, yeah. So it's very interesting.
The league's over 100, yeah.
Very interesting history. A lot of history. And I'm not sure how much Miss Tasker.
I think the Chiefs played in the first Super Bowl. The Chiefs were in the first Super Bowl.
Right, because Lamar Hunt, I can't really remember the history behind Lamar Hunt, that trophy that the AFC received when they did the trophy presentation. I know his wife was there. They said she has never missed a Super Bowl. Lamar Hunt's wife.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible. I'm going to have to look
I believe it. I'm going to
have to look up the history with that. Yeah, he died when the year before, I think the Colts went to play the Bears. He died that before, and I think he died that December. Yeah, I think right after Christmas. But she's still.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm a root for the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, me too. Yep, we got to root for the brother.
I like Pat Mahomes. I like Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid deserves a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Mike.
He's never won.
Yeah, and he's got it. Yeah.
And also, my mother, she actually had said something that really, stuck to me too. And she made a good point. Andy Reid had paved the way opened the door for guys that the other teams didn't want to sign. Remember, he signed Michael Vick when he was released out of prison, and he signed Terrell Owens and probably a couple other players. I think he had revived Ricky Waters.
Remember, he the one that gave Donovan McNabb a chance.
Right, sure did. I thought it was another person.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
and Ricky Waters too. And Randall Cunningham, I think second or third black quarterback, something like that. Yep. So he did his thing, man. So you gotta root for a guy that, to help, our people have opportunities, So you got brother just ask for opportunity. That's all. And it's funny, I was talking to my mom today too about the game. And she said, she's rooting for Mahomes too. And, she said something like, it's a shame, that they had to put it out there that African-American men couldn't play a position as quarterback because we didn't have the intelligence. I said, Mom, we knew that we could play the position. We've been playing that position since we were little boys. I said, they just was telling each other that. They didn't want to believe it. We knew we could play the position. I mean, that was the position I played, right, DJ Jazzman? I played quarterback my second year.
And also, back in the 50s and 60s, they said that blacks couldn't be middle linebackers.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Because they call the plays, too.
Yeah, Dad told me that story.
Right. That's right, because they call the plays, too.
That was before we were born.
Yeah. Wow. So much history.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think this is a good time for people to go to YouTube and pull up some footage and see players like Jim Brown and Earl Campbell and Walter Payton was one of my favorite guys. One of the things that
he's one of my favorites too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing back then, the running game anchored your team. Of course, they changed all of that when we moved into the salary cap era. They didn't want to pay running backs like they pay quarterbacks, So now Henry, I was so glad that Henry. I'm sorry, what did you say, Jasmine?
The Titans are going to have to pay Derrick Henry. He'll become a free agent.
Right, that's what I was going to say. I said I was glad to see that Derrick Henry.
Is up.
Right, and I was glad to see that Derrick Henry and Lamar, the Ravens had show the NFL that having a great running game can move you into a competitive position. And even the 49ers, they're really a running team. They're really a running team also. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl is going to prove
Derrick
two
Henry,
things.
He's a load.
Oh, yeah. Yep. But I think the Super Bowl is going to prove two things. Because, of course, Mahomes, to me, he got there because he had that 29-yard run. They got them in the end zone, and that pretty much put the nail on the coffin for Tennessee because they can't play from behind. All right, look, y'all, let's get this show started, y'all. Batman time is up. Let's bring Miss Patricia Tasker up. What's up, Miss Tasker? Welcome to Positive Power and the Live Jazz Experience. How you doing? Oh, I thought I hit her. My bad. You know what? This thing has been acting kind of crazy lately. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and play her music. I got to open up another browser because it locked up. So we're going to play her song Victorious, and then we'll bring her in, okay? Sound good, guys?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. That's cool.
The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord. To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat down with my Father on his throne. Those who are victorious will inherit all this. I will be their God, they will be my children.
Who can make a blind man see and cause us to triumph over our enemies? Who can make a lame man walk and cause a deaf man to talk? Who blessed 2 fish and 5 loaves and caused them to grow and grow? His name is Jesus, he's our Savior, and because of him we are victorious, 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 victorious. You see, 'cause he died for our sins, so that we may live again. Our Savior was nailed to the cross, so our souls would not be lost. The proof of this is in his word. He rose from the grave, have you not heard? He passed the test of sin and death, and because of this we are victorious, 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 victorious.
See, the God I serve is notorious. That's the reason why I'm victorious. Who will stop me from going where I'm about to go? I'm the water walker, watch me step on the boat. From a victorious spot, I scream victory. I ain't going down unless we talking history. Can't see my haters cause I'm focused on my destiny. And my plan is to leave a great legacy. King Jesus, I'm the weapon to the death of me. Give him my all till there ain't nothing left of me. Already won, I took the gloves off. It's all good, right? No love lost. Take the L's down, throw the V's up. I keep my foot on the devil, I never ease up. Got too much running to do, I can't take a seat. Sorry, I don't know the meaning of defeat. I'm victorious, 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 victorious. We have the victory. We already have it. It's already ours. Stay strong with it. Hallelujah. We already have it. It's already ours. Stay tall with it. Hallelujah. Victorious. 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 Hallelujah. Victorious. 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 Hallelujah. Overcame it. Overcame it. Hallelujah. We overcame it. We already won. Hallelujah. Come on. Wait on my victorious
Podcast.
All right, we welcome Miss Patricia Tasker to the show. Welcome, Miss Tasker. Welcome. How you doing?
Hi, how are you doing today?
Awesome. My apologies.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, button
How
got
you
stuck.
doing? How you doing,
I'm
Miss
doing
Patty?
very well. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, and
We're glad to have you.
right. We so happy to have you,
Thank
Miss
you.
Tasker. And look, we sorry we got caught up in football. We were a little disappointed this year, and I know you guys were too because we felt both clubs were played a very good season. And shout out to those guys; they did their thing and had a very good, professional, clean season. And man, this season showed a lot, what the guys were made out, especially our African American. Teddy Bridgewater did a great job too, while he filled in for Drew Brees too. So shout out to him.
I was excited for Teddy.
Yeah.
I was one of those chanting, Teddy, Teddy.
Yeah, great time for our people. Yeah, especially for what, you guys been through, the last couple of years. It was good to see, African American leading the team. That was awesome for the community.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
I can attest to that.
All right. Well, look, Lady Praise is going to take over. Batman's on mute, and you guys have a great show. Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Well, hello, Miss Patricia. How are you this evening? This is DJ Lady
I'm
Praise.
doing well. Lady Praise.
Great. So let me dive in right off the bat, because I've been sitting up here listening to Victorious. This song, to me, I love it, because it sounds like to me there's some go-go in there somewhere. Is there any go-go in this? I'm serious. I hear go-go.
Well, that song is the very first song that God gave me that song in a dream. And I woke up. All I had to do was write the lyrics down. He gave me the lyrics. Wow. He gave me the melody. He gave me everything. And I wrote it down. And I had that song actually before Hurricane Katrina, but I could not find the right person to get it done for me. And I prayed about it, and I found, I talked to one of the musicians at my church, and she said, I'll help you, and I'll see what I can do. But she was so busy, she wasn't able to do it. So she sent me to this guy, the guy that you heard talking on the song, Evan Washington. And he produced it. Yes, he produced it. He did everything. And we sat down and we, hashed the whole thing out, and it came out wonderfully.
I mean, because to me, it's got this. I'm trying to pick up the band, and I know there's some R&B in there, and I'm trying to, and I love it because I'm trying to pick up the beat, and it either reminds me of Confunction or a Midnight Star or something. I'm like, man, this is something.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it. So please tell the audience about Patricia Tasker.
Well, I'm a native New Orleanian, born and raised here. Traveled a little bit, but mostly from New Orleans. Born and raised, like I said. I'm from an area in New Orleans called Uptown, and from the 12th ward. The wards, the city is divided in wards, and it's mostly politically. So I'm from the 12th ward, which is Uptown New Orleans, which is also the Garden District. So when you hear about the Garden District, or hear about the 12th ward, or hear about, we have a street here called Chapatulas. And I don't know if you've looked at any of the football games, and they play Chopper Style. Chopper Style is Chapatulas. And and that's a city. That's a street here in New Orleans, and that's where he got his name, Chopper. So they play it at the football games a lot. But I grew up in New Orleans. I went to school in New Orleans. I live in a suburb now called Avondale, which is on the west bank of New Orleans. Yes, and it's in Jefferson Parish. Our city is divided into our state actually is divided into parishes. So I live in Jefferson Parish. I used to live in Orleans Parish, but now I'm in Jefferson Parish.
Okay. All right, cool. So I understand in reading your bio, you are a mezzo soprano. Wow. Yes. I bow to you. That is incredible. I'm serious. I'm second soprano, but mezzo soprano, my goodness.
Yes, I can hit
you.
Go all the way into whistle tones.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So you're up there with like Mariah. You're in that like Mariah Carey era.
Well, I don't know if I'm that high, but I can go high.
I mean, but we're talking mezzo soprano. It's like,
yes.
Wow.
But, Lisa Fisher, I can hit her notes.
Lisa Fisher, yes.
Yes, I can hit all the way up into her notes.
Okay.
I can hit Denise Williams. I don't know if I can go as high as Mariah Carey because she's like a high F or something. But, I can hit some of her notes. I can hit some of them. I can't hit the top range.
Yeah. So what type of training did you have to get to that level of a mezzo soprano? I mean, that's just. I mean, did you have any formal voice training or vocal training?
I have not had. Believe it or not, I have not had any formal voice training. It's just a gift from God. It really is. It's something that God has given me, and I'm so humbled about it because not everybody gets to share that gift.
Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you went about to produce Victorious, and also I listened to Ordinary Man, so I love that as well.
Yes,
so
No Ordinary Man.
About producing. Yeah, how did you go about producing that record? I love that too. That's a really nice record as well.
Thank you. Well, Sean Hill, we went to Atlanta to get that produced. Sean Hill out of Atlanta, he produced that for me. That was my very first song that I did. And I'll tell you what, God has given me about 85 songs. And I'm telling you, all I had to do was wake up and write them down. Some he gave me music to them, and some he didn't. But
how does
the music came later.
Do that? Yeah, I mean, but how does that happen? How does that? You just wake up and there's music in your head, a song,
the music
words in your head.
Sometimes it's in a dream. Sometimes I'll wake up and the song is in my head, and all I have to do is go and get on my computer, type it up real quick, and a lot of times I'll take my phone and I'll sing the melody that I heard, and I just hold on to it, and when I get the right person to produce it, I get it on track. But I got tons of songs in my phone.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you use your phone to record those? Do you have like a little small tape recorder you have next to your bedstand and just wake up and go, okay, let me start putting this in my phone or my tape recorder?
I put them into my phone. I used to have, the little device that you use when you're speaking or when you're taking minutes in a meeting. I used to have one of those, but I kept leaving it at home. So I said, or I would leave it at work. So I said, well, I'm always on my phone. I always have my phone with me. So I downloaded an app, and the rest is history.
Man, this is crazy. And so you said, and you said you downloaded an app to use. What app do you use?
I have it's called Voice. What is it called? Music Voice Note or something like that. And I'm able to record my voice. Yeah, I think it's called Music Voice Note. And I'm able to just tap on it and record my voice. So if I wake up in the early morning with a song on my mind, I can get up and sing it, and then just process it through my phone and put it into my files.
Oh wow! See, I'm going to have to write that down. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Music voice note. So let me ask you. So you've had so much success. So what is something that you failed at? Something that I failed at? I mean, everybody's had a lot of failures. I failed at. Well, absolutely. But this one thing.
Probably getting fired from a job that I hated in the first place. I was right out of high school, probably about maybe 4 years out of high school, and I went to work at this place. It was a pepper company. So walking in the door, you can imagine what that was like. You're sneezing from the time you got there to the time you left.
Oh my
I think I stayed on that job for about a week, and I got fired.
Wow.
That was a terrible job. Oh my God.
And you sneezed your way right out of there.
I sneezed my way right out of there.
Cool.
I haven't told that story in ages.
You know. So in the last week, what have you learned? Something that you've learned in the last week about yourself?
Well, in the last week, I have learned that if I trust in God, He will have my back through everything. Because, I mean, I have gone through a lot this week. I started a new job, and the lady that was supposed to train me, she went into an early retirement. So I only had a week to spend with her, and I have not been able to get anybody who knows what they're doing to train me. So I prayed about it. And God has been there to deliver me through every step. He's been able to give me wisdom to continue to do my job. And He's putting the right people in place to help me. So I have learned this week that as long as I trust God, I am unstoppable. That's what I've learned.
Amen. I hear you. All right, man. Okay. I like that. Okay. All right. Hey, Jazz, man, you got some questions?
Yes. How you doing? How you doing, Patricia? This is Jazz, man.
Hi, Jazz, man.
Yes. My first question is, what makes Patricia Tasker unique?
What makes me unique is the fact that I have endured. I know a lot of people go through things and they you know, a lot of people start something and then stop it and start it and stop it. I've endured. God has been giving me these songs for I'd say about 15 years now. And instead of me just taking them and putting them in a book or you know, giving them to somebody else or doing something else with them or not, you know, just letting them sit, I have endured. I've been diligently seeking somebody to help me get them recorded, help me, you know, with the music part of it, because I don't play an instrument. My voice is my instrument. So, I know that's a good thing, but I also think I need to start playing at least a piano or something, you know, just to get my melody together. But I know that with me, because you know, a lot of times you procrastinate. A lot of people procrastinate and they'll start something and then stop it. I've endured. I've been able to overcome that. And you could easily lose focus. And I have not lost focus since God has been giving me these songs in my dreams and sometimes even in my waking hours. I have endured. I've continued to process these songs and try to get them out there to the ears that need to hear.
Now, Patricia, you mentioned that you have over 85 songs, right?
Yes.
Now,
yes, I do.
What are your greatest challenges in being an independent artist? And also, it's a second. It's a two-part question. What is your greatest challenge in terms of being an artist? And secondly, do you market some of your songs, or have you thought about marketing some of your songs to other artists?
I've thought about that. I've thought about marketing to other artists because some of the songs, even though I can sing, I can sing the highs and I can sing the lows. I can do all in between because, I mean, I can sing all the way down to barrel tones. But every song is not for that artist. Sometimes you need another voice to come in there and take that song and bring it to the level that it needs to be on. You know, I mean, I can sing whatever it is that needs to be sung, but there are other artists out there that can also take that song and make it into something completely new.
Oh,
so I think that, yeah. So I wouldn't want to be the one that sang every song that God has given me, because I know God give you gifts to help other people. So He doesn't give you those gifts to hold on for yourself. He gives you those gifts to help others. So I would like to give somebody else an opportunity as well.
Okay, now also that's great. I like that the insight that you have. Now, what are your greatest challenges in being an independent artist?
My greatest challenge of being an independent artist is you bleed money. You bleed money. Oh Lord! I was just telling somebody that the other day. I mean, because you have to foot the bill for everything. There's no other person that takes that load. You have to pay for everything as an independent artist. When you're not signed with someone, usually the company will take over and pay the way for you to go to different events or do, make this music or whatever, or marketing your music. That's all on you as an independent artist.
Yeah.
So
now, Patricia,
you start to bleed money.
Now, have you constantly said to yourself that I don't want to seek a record contract with another record label? I want to stay totally independent. Have you ever thought about, say, leaning towards trying to get signed with a record company?
Well, I mean, I like the freedom of being my own creative boss. And record companies tend to want to sway you to do things in the vein that they want you to do them in.
Yes,
being an independent artist, I have the control of that. And I can say, look, I don't want to sing that. I want to sing it like this. So if you are signed with a company, that company dictates everything that you do.
Yes. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. One more question before I turn it over back to Lady Praise. How is now? This is kind of veering away from you just as an artist. This is also as society, I guess, influencing your artistry. How has Hurricane Katrina influenced your music?
Hurricane Katrina, well, I don't know if it actually influenced my music, but it made me stronger as a person, because I was able to live through that, get through it, and also help other people and my family. So it made me stronger as a person, because a lot of things that we went through, I would never have thought in a million years that I would have gone through them. And we were able to survive that and get through it.
Yeah. Now, how is New Orleans doing in terms of the rebuilding of the areas?
Oh, a lot of areas have rebuilt. There's still some that are not up to the standard that they were before Hurricane Katrina, but a lot of the areas have rebuilt.
Oh, okay. That's good, because a lot of times, once it was, you don't hear about the rebuilding efforts on the news anymore.
Oh yeah. That's because probably a lot of places have already rebuilt. There's still some areas that, and it's mostly where you had your poorer people. They weren't able to rebuild, but a lot of them were able to sell their homes to the state or to the federal government and get that money and find housing elsewhere.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess we turn it back over to Lady Praise or DJ Batman.
Okay, Miss Patricia. So since you're down in New Orleans, I know there's got to be something that's your favorite that you cook. What would that be?
Well, I like to cook gourmet. I like to just find different dishes and cook them. But my favorite thing, I guess, would be what is my favorite thing? Because I cook a whole lot of different things. My favorite is meatballs and spaghetti. That's what my husband loves.
Are you a foodie?
I'm not really. I don't go a lot out to eat a lot. I really don't. I cook at home most of the time. So.
Oh, okay.
My husband loves my cooking, so I cook at home most of the time. Like this weekend, I made some shrimp tacos for him.
Okay.
So I mean, I do a lot of my cooking at home.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question. So for the next couple of maybe like 2 minutes. So what is the one thing people would never know about you just by looking at you?
That I have 85 songs. Just by looking at me, they would never have guessed that.
I love it. Okay, great. But just looking at you, because they look at you and go, well, dang, she's got 85 songs. She writes.
Right.
You know, she sings.
Exactly.
She's a mezzo-soprano. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And like I said, you're learning how to. You said you're going to learn how to play an instrument this year.
Yeah. Well, I have my grandchildren taking piano lessons, and I'm going there with them, and I'm learning by osmosis because I'm looking at everything that they're doing. But but hopefully I'll be able to sit there and take some lessons too.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Fantastic. All right, Batman, this has been Patricia. This has been a wonderful interview. This has been fantastic.
Thank you,
Batman. You got any questions? This has been wonderful.
Yeah, Miss Patricia. I was.
Batman there anywhere? Oh, there he is.
I'm right here. Batman's right here. I got to work on y'all too. Y'all microphones. But anyway, Mrs. Task, it was awesome having you here, and we want to thank Brian Irby for having you join us here in the Maryland broadcast. Now I know you're down in Louisiana, and I read that you're going to be
wonderful.
Yes, he is awesome guy. I'm gonna meet him someday. Someday.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you. I saw you're gonna be working with a stage play. Are you going to be one of the actors? I mean, the actresses, or are you going to be performing in the stage play? Your music.
Oh no, I'm not one of the actors. I'm going to be performing before the stage play starts.
Okay.
I'll be like opening up for them.
Right. Awesome. Now, are you looking down that road? Because a lot of movies come to the New Orleans area. A lot of big films was produced down there.
Yes. Well, we have Hollywood South here, so
that's right.
Hopefully somebody will hear it and say, "Look, No Ordinary Man sounds like a movie. It already sounds like it should be in a movie anyway." So hopefully somebody will hear it and say, "Oh yeah, let's make this movie."
That's right.
I'm open for that.
Yeah, and the thing right now, and we talk all the time about how powerful social media is becoming a lot of people's television now. It's almost like people spend more time on their devices than they do in front of their widescreen television. It was funny. My carpet guy was over here during the Christmas holiday, and he was telling me, because he was a regular going to the football games, and he said, "Yeah, I'm just going." He gave up his tickets, and he said he just sit in front of a 75-inch TV, and my mind said, You look at a 75-inch TV in this day and time, it's just so funny hearing that, because normally people kind of dummied down to their laptops. And at one time that was like your vision to have a big TV covering your wall. Now people watch TV and they still on their devices. So it's like,
that's true.
Yeah. So when me saying all that, I'm just saying that there's so many web programs. You got a lot of movies that's just on the web right now, web series, and you got Facebook Watch. You got all these different networks just popping up everywhere. The opportunities is endless. For people who are pursuing their music to be part of soundtracks and things like that. Just gotta let your agent know and get it going, right?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
I was listening to you talk about the man with the television. My son was sitting in front of his television with his cell phone, looking at another game while he was watching the game.
Yep,
TV.
exactly.
That was just Sunday.
Yep, that's us. That's us. You know, keep
But
catching
he was
up.
watching it on social media.
Is right, checking that right, catching the shows you miss. Looking for your favorite athletes. You know,
exactly.
This is that day and time is everything's on demand, and it's sweet. And I think the opportunities for the indie artists is spectacular. And I know the streaming technology kind of changed the game as far as CDs being sold. Now, were you a little disappointed when that happened? And tell us your feelings.
Well, yeah, it is disappointing that CDs are not selling, the way they used to. When you walk into different stores and everything, and you don't even see a CD section anymore in a lot of stores. So a lot of people are streaming their music, and the industry has to change in order for people like me to make money, because CDs was where it was, and you made your money, or records or whatever, and you made money from those records. You made a percentage of it because you had to share it with the store, but you made a lot more money then. Now you're getting a fraction of that from the streaming. So it's important that the industry change as technology changes.
Yes. Yeah, it was a shocker. I thought everybody was going to try to figure it out, but then when I read that when Drake released a single and it had so many spins, and they said he just made $1 million in one day, I was like, wow. It sounded like a lot of money, but then what's going to happen if nobody buy anything the next day and the next day from him?
Right.
Because there's so much competition.
A lot of times people are, they'll hear their friends play something, and then they say, "Oh, send me that song."
Mm-hmm.
You just cut the artist out completely on this person. So, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. People don't realize how much artists put into the music in order to get it to their ears. And if you have somebody else just send you the song, and you didn't have to pay for it, then you just cut all of that out.
That's right.
And that artist is going to think twice about making more music because, all right, they're getting cut out of the deal on the front end.
Yeah. But you know what, though, Patricia, I feel your hurt on that one, but I feel this too. And hear me out on this one. People may feel this one. All right, think about those days. Okay. All right. Now I remember Alicia Keys was talking to everybody about the same thing about the streaming and people sharing music across platforms, and the artist is not making no money off of it. And of course, a lot of times the label, and I think you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, labels will front you the money is really what they're doing. It's like they loan. And Stephen Dalton was here last week, and he told us basically they loaning you the money. They're not giving you nothing in that contract because they want their money back.
Right.
So in other words, they give you that money for marketing and putting you on the road and everything to promote, and hoping that the record sales will make them some more money, more than what they put into it. And then you get a little bit what's left over. And then I remember years ago, DMX was on a reality show. He was in Arizona, and he was telling them how their contracts was really done up, with Madonna and Janet Jackson and himself. You say, wow, they making a lot of money. He was saying that it's down to like 8 cents, 10 cents. I don't even think 20 cents was considered awesome per CD sale, where he was breaking it down. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it didn't sound, it sounded like it was in dimes. It didn't sound like it was like, like he was getting half of the, and that's when you heard when Prince came out with his own independent CD, he was selling it for like $20-$30, but he was getting all the money except for he shared the sales with Best Buy at the time. So it was kind of interesting what was happening then with just the CDs, and now the streaming, they're saying now you have to have so many spins in order to receive, I guess a dime or whatever. But then I'm thinking about it like this too. I also remember them saying that DMX said, really, you don't really make your money till you hit the road. He said the box office is where the artists make their money. But then that separates the studio performers, the ones that's doing the studio tracks. You know, they can't really sing. Then you start looking at the performers versus the singers. Now you got like your great singers like your Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, that they can stand up there and sing anybody's song and their song. But then you have these other cats out there like, you know, your Chris Browns and your Bobby Browns that were more dancers. And I should remember they were more dancers than they were singers. They just had real tricky beats to their songs and everything that kind of, you know, woke you up. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to kind of show who the real players are now that you do have to hit the road and do your thing, you know.
That's true.
But let me ask you this. That is true. So how you think you guys will be able to get people, because I know with churches, you know, they're not trying to pay to go through the door if they just had service there for free. You know, say you coming to perform at their church, you know, if you invited, then you'd be blessed to probably get a love offering. But how about, you know, some of the promoters who are renting out some of these churches and having anniversaries and stuff? I mean, do people buy tickets to those events? You know, how do you get people to come spend money on an independent artist, in your opinion?
Well, a lot of times you have to be able to market it. And if you get the opportunity to do something like that, you have to probably create flyers. And if you want to do ticket sales, a lot of churches don't allow you to do ticket sales.
Right. That's what
They'll
I'm finding out.
allow you to have people come in and they do the love offering and all of that stuff. That's mostly with churches, unless they have like a area where they allow you to have concerts or something. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll do that, but most of the time with churches, it's kind of hard because they don't allow you to sell tickets to events unless it's like a supper or something like that.
So basically, back in the day, well, it's back in the day now, but when you were selling CDs, that was basically how you covered your expenses, selling the CDs. Because I know I used to buy CDs. We heard someone and they said, oh, they're gonna be selling their CDs after my wife. We said, yeah, I got to get this CD, you know, because we just saw them perform in front of the church. You're excited now, you know, you want to shake their hand. You don't even know who they are, but you're just excited. They just gave an excellent performance, and you want to support them. So now that you can't sell the CDs, what can you sell? Can you sell T-shirts? Can you sell hats? Can you sell
T-shirts?
Something?
You know, exactly. You're selling T-shirts. You're selling little trinkets or something like that.
Yeah.
Some people are still selling CDs because I've gone to different events at churches, and there are people that are still selling CDs like in the back, and they'll say, you know, you can buy the CD, but they're selling T-shirts and all of that stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
But since everybody's streaming the music, since a lot of people are streaming the music, I should say, that makes that even more difficult.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's almost
but,
like
you have CD players in your car, so I guess you can still sell CDs.
Yeah, but some of the newer cars, don't come with CD players. I don't know where it is. I keep forgetting to look. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I have one. I have a 2016. What is it? Explorer. Mm-hmm. And I have a CD player. I have not used it yet, but I do have one.
It's like, where you keep the CDs? It's like, yeah, where you keep the CDs at? You know, you put it in your pocket. It's like, it's so inconvenient now when you do have one. It's like, I just keep it as a trinket when people give it to me now. I just say, oh, look, this guy was here, you know, because I have people come here to perform in my black box. I keep them as souvenirs. That's what I do. So anyway, wow, I really appreciate you sharing that. And you know, but it does raise some eyebrows that the artists just have to be creative. You know, why not come out with T-shirts and in the back of the T-shirt saying I'm streaming on Spotify and, you know, like my music, like my Facebook page, you know.
You just gave me an idea. When I do my T-shirts, I'm streaming on Spotify.
Everybody gonna do it now.
Give me an idea. I certainly will.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because when I go to book festivals or book expos, book authors are very creative when it comes to marketing. they come out the box. I don't know who they go to, but they have T-shirts that say on the front, "I am an author," and then in the back may have their book cover or something. And they wear it to markets, and they say they end up selling books out of their car. Because the person, "Oh, I'd like to buy your book," that was just standing behind them and started a conversation up. Or they might say, "Oh my," just a short conversation ends into a book sale. So that's awesome. That is awesome. I hope they help somebody out there. All right.
Yes.
Well, Miss
Well, you
Tasker,
just helped me because I'm certainly gonna put that on the back of my shirt.
That's right. Get some hats and stuff. That's right. Get some matching hats. All right, Miss Tasker, we appreciate having you here on Positive Power WXI Christian Media and the Live Jazz Experience, aka the Sunday Jazz Experience, coming on WKHS FM, Chestertown, Maryland. Shout out to Lady Praise and DJ Jazzman. Amen. All right. We got.
I have enjoyed myself.
I'm glad you did.
Yes, and thank you, Patricia.
Thank you very much. I have really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you guys having me.
You're welcome.
All right. Hopefully we'll have you again.
Yeah, that's right. Come out to Maryland.
Please do.
That's right.
Because actually we're getting ready to re-record No Ordinary Man to make it more gospel.
All right.
Because it's in a contemporary vein right now, and we're getting ready to start recording that at the end of the month, actually.
Cool. All right. Well, you check us out on Facebook. So you check us out on Facebook.
Beautiful.
That's right. So we're going to play your song Victorious for those who are just coming into the queue, or they just pull us up on Spreaker. Of course, you better catch it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. So check it out. Of course, our friends out there overseas, they're enjoying our program, and they're always asking about the American artists all the time, and because they feel the pain too. They feel it too over in Africa.
Yeah.
A lot of the Christian hip hop artists are always asking, say, Batman, can you be my manager? It's like, I can't. Y'all got too much stuff for manager right now, because they like how we bring the stuff out. The new ideas and things. They're excited about the radio.
Yes.
That American radio. So thank you so much for sharing. And we just want to keep, stay on our page. We have a lot going on. We have some shows coming up. There's going to be live taping in front of live audiences. So we're always looking for performers. So when you come out here, you're going to have a ball, because Eastern Shore, Maryland has the best food and the best people. So you have to come out. We're only 45 minutes from BWI Airport. So you let us know. Just check our page, see what we got going on. We got a lot of tapings coming up. We're producing 6 television shows, and between me and Kimmy is about 30 podcasts between me and Kimmy Kim. So you got to stay on Positive Power and get encouraged and stay inspired.
Well, just invite me out. I'll be there.
Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Jazzman, Lady Praise. We got to get out. We got a 9:30 show coming up, but we're going to go out on victorious. Amen.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace and blessings. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
But victory rests with the Lord. To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat down with my Father on his throne. Those who are victorious will inherit all this. I will be their God, and they will be my children.
Who can make a blind man see and cause us to triumph over our enemies? Who can make a lame man walk and cause a deaf man to talk? Who blessed 2 fish and 5 loaves and caused them to grow and grow? His name is Jesus, he's our Savior, and because of him we are
victorious, 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 victorious.
You see, 'cause he died for our sins, so that we may live again. Our Savior was nailed